I'm getting everything all messed up today. I left the disclaimer on there longer than I should have, which is throwing me off a little bit now, but I do apologise. So I'm going to have to be very quiet. I'm already louder than I should be, but I've got the microphone right in front of me. Now, if you're watching this, then thank you for joining me. Really appreciate it. It's about 8 minutes to 9 o'clock on Monday, the 25th of January 2021. And I was shocked today, and it takes a lot to actually shock me. To shock me to the core takes a lot to do. So let me just start by saying good evening to Transport Hub, Patrice 58, Arjan Sandhu, Roy West, Connor Green, Sam Stephen, Kieran Gallagher. Thank you very much for joining me. There was a disclaimer, like I said, on this video today, with contact details if you have been affected by anything which I'm about to show you. So basically, I saw a really offensive post today. It was screenshot and sent to me, and I can't not talk about it. Soft 16, how you doing? Vicky Gray, good evening. Did I say good morning? No, whatever. And I want to talk to you about a gentleman called Jake Henderson. Now, you may have seen this post floating around on Twitter or Instagram or even Facebook. But this man's name is Jake Henderson. And if you haven't seen the post, this is what it looks like. You might not be able to see everything on this post. This scrote on this post. I'm going to read, if you can't see, what some of these things actually say. Now, please accept my sincere apologies if you are offended by any of these. Obviously, I'm doing this video about this. So, but this is what he says. Amir Khan supports ISIS. He says, just to let everyone know, I don't support gay marriage. I think it's vile. No, it's not. If gay marriage is marriage. If two people love each other, let them marry each other. You're an idiot. I've paid £20 to listen to a Paki who knows nothing about boxing. Fuck you, Amir Khan. Again, the racism. It goes on and on. If it wasn't for black people, there would be no AIDS. Monkey shagging bastards. And I'm only the fourth one down on the left-hand side. I'm going to tell you now, as a white man, I actually feel ashamed to be white. This man has literally made me, for I can only think the first time since I've been alive, the first time I've actually genuinely felt ashamed to be a white man. Reading and seeing this, it makes me so angry. And the thing is, I can't raise my voice right now. I'm trying so hard to be good. Feminists should be shot, says Jake Henderson. Up the Third Reich. Anyway, someone did report this guy. And this guy didn't like it too much because, if I just expand this out to here, now I've lost my job. Thanks to you guys. Thank you so much. I made a mistake and now I'm jobless. Please stop the hate. I'm sorry. Listen to yourself. From here to here and across, I'm seeing nothing but hate. All of this here is hate. You sicken me. And someone reported you, and quite rightfully so. You've lost your job. You know, a mistake is burning your dinner. A mistake is ordering the wrong size shoes from Amazon. This is not a mistake. You deliberately went out of your way to type and send every single one of those. You nasty racist bastard. I'm embarrassed. I'm ashamed. This is how I feel watching this guy. And it gets, I don't know if it gets better or worse. Please give me a moment. Again, if you are easily offended, please do not watch this. If you are offended, please accept my apologies. As a white man, I'm not apologising specifically for this guy. This guy deserves everything he gets. But if you've received racism from a white guy of any kind, please accept my apology for it. There's no excuse for it. It shouldn't be happening, especially in 2021. But no, there's more. There's more. It gets worse.
Say hello, Amy.
Hi.
I am a white man.
With ginger bits.
Still white.
Ginger
with
bits.
ginger bits. And they want me to take advice from this Paki called Priti Patel and the chocolate man next to her. Now, as a white man, I won't be listening to people of colour because they're no good in positions of power.
Jake!
A black man's place is under a white man, and Paki should stick to raping children in Rotherham, not telling me what I can and can't do on an evening. So yeah, fuck the Pakis and the blacks.
Okay, now if anyone was offended by that, I am sorry. But that is the exact same guy which posted that. That's the guy. That was uncalled for. It is disgusting. And the parents of that bloke should be absolutely hanging their heads in shame. That woman, if that was his girlfriend, and I really, really want that to be his girlfriend, when she sees this going around social media, I hope she leaves his sorry ass. She knew what he was doing was wrong. And yet she sat there smirking. That's not funny. That's not funny. That is the exact sort of thing which literally causes problems. It is a problem saying it because it's disgusting. It causes hate because it is hate. Hate spreads hate. It is vile, discriminatory, racist, disgusting. It's just heinous. I hope the bloke goes to jail. I really, really do. And I'm really sorry if you can't hear me. I do apologise. I'm going to read some of these comments now because I'm waffling way too much. Let me just expand this. Oh, there's quite a few. So good evening to everyone who has said good evening to me so far. Really appreciate it. Got the weather sorted, I see. Yeah, it's been sorted for quite a while, Transport Hub. It's been sorted for quite a while. There's still no snow on the ground in Hatfield. Well, I tell you what, I took the dog for a walk and it was almost sheet ice. He stopped me from falling over. Samantha Hurst says, hi. Luton Bus Spotter says, hello. Kieran Gallagher, I feel shocked to the core as well. Jesus. I was almost lost for words with this video. I nearly didn't do it because I didn't know how to put it across. So I thought if I put a disclaimer on there and I find some relevant information or a contact number for someone to call if they are affected by racism or a hate crime or discrimination, then they can get help. And, all I can say is if you are affected by racism anywhere, whether it's outside or in the workplace or anywhere, report it. Please report it. You don't have to tolerate any kind of racism or discrimination anywhere. It's disgusting. Sorry for breathing down the microphone. I feel shot to the core. I saw that story about the job. Wasn't too sure what it was though. Now that's cleared up. Disgusting. All those comments he's put. Yes, it's very disgusting. Transport Hub. What was his job? I don't know what his job was. I don't know. He could have been a builder. Could have been a milkman. Don't know. I don't care. as far as I'm concerned. If he's lost his job, then his employer at least has got some kind of moral compass. I hope that guy did not work for TFL. I really, or what? His name is Jake Henderson. That's his name. Make him famous. Make him famous for all the wrong reasons. This guy is an absolute arsehole. Absolutely disgusting. Sarah's random video says, sorry she's a bit late. Priti Patel isn't a Paki either. It's funny that, because I don't like the word Paki. It's not a nice word to use. Some would argue, oh, but it's short for Pakistani. It makes no difference where she's from. To me, it doesn't matter. She can do her job. I see her as a British woman. You know, the colour of her skin or her heritage or whatever is irrelevant. It is literally irrelevant. It makes no difference. It's just, yeah, I hate that word. Disgusting. She's the Home Secretary who cares where she's from. She's like anyone else. Exactly. Chris, don't apologise for that idiot. You have nothing to apologise for. Thank you, Patrice. I appreciate that. But the thing is, how he makes me feel, you know, with all the tension that we've had over the last 4 years with racism. And then this guy comes out and literally just, you know, drags us all down. I just want to make it perfectly clear. Not every single white person has the same nasty opinion and views as this guy. This guy is an absolute exception. What a prick. We don't think these things. We don't. He thinks those things. We don't think those things. He literally makes me ashamed to be white right now. I'm actually getting these weird goosebumps that I don't like at the moment up my arms. It is horrible. Totally agree, Chris. You're a legend. Arjan, I'm not a legend at all. You are. You know, and you can be an even bigger legend by sharing this video and getting it out there and spreading some awareness about this, because it needs to stop. It needs to stop. And the thing is, it's easy for me to say, oh, but you're just a white guy. I've experienced racism. A lot, funnily enough. You know, I don't like it. And I'm a white guy. And I've had it from every kind of race and religion you can think of. It makes no difference to me. Racism is racism. Whether it's towards a black person, an Asian person, you know, a white person, it makes no difference. It is still disgusting. It makes me sick. Let me read some more of these comments. Southern Transport 466. I'm so annoyed that this, especially as a person of colour. I'm sorry if it's upset you. All I can say is I'm sorry if it's upset you. But that guy needs to be dealt with properly. He needs to be arrested for that sort of crap. I'm literally bringing attention to this. I really am. I want this to stop. I want it to stop so bad. You know, and you know what brings me a little bit of hope from this is my 6-year-old sits at this table behind me, right? And he has a PSHE class. A 6-year-old having a PSHE class. And do you know what they're learning about currently? Equality and discrimination. And I watch my son on his Microsoft Teams class with all of his classmates and his teacher, and they talk about discrimination and how wrong it is. And the kids don't understand why people get discriminated against. They don't understand it. They know it's wrong. They don't understand why people do it. That's what I'm getting at. They understand what it is. They don't understand why people do it. Because kids don't see colour. Kids don't see race. Kids see their friends. racism is something that's taught at home. That's where it comes from. It doesn't come from anywhere else. Racism is taught at home. Equally, love and compassion and respect can be taught at home. These are the things I teach my kids. These are the things that are being taught to my kids by their teachers at school. A 6-year-old being taught the difference between right and wrong, not just by me, but by his teacher. And all of his friends are literally learning about discrimination right now. And they understand it. They understand it's wrong. They don't understand why people do it. I don't understand why people do it. Let me read some more of these comments. I really appreciate everyone for joining me this evening. Transport Hub says, agreed. You're a great person, Chris. Please stop with the compliments. You'll make me blush. Don't feel you need to apologise just because that piece of lowlife acts like that. Well, I do feel the need to apologise because when people see that, it can come across that white people are like that. We're not. I feel embarrassed. I feel embarrassed seeing that. We've had snow in Luton. Says Luton bus spotter. Kieran Gallagher says, beforehand, I do apologise that it's icy in Romford where I am. And yes, lost for words as well. I'm just shocked. Now I'm going to get on a Luton bus spotter. See, I don't miss anyone. We've had snow in Luton quite deep. Ain't got snow ice sheets yet. Feels that's coming tomorrow. Dogs love the snow. Yes, they do. Don't mind. Excuse me, I can't see much. Me don't love snow walking the dog though. Nope, I don't like it either. She's jumping in it like a mad kid. Yeah, if it wasn't for my dog today or this evening, I would have gone backwards a few times and he pulled me forwards. Got my new flat cap. If anyone's interested in getting one of these, get these on Amazon. Great. Don't apologise for that tosspots, Chris, says Sarah's random videos. It's not your fault. You're a great person who's very kind. I do try. I've been discriminated against because I'm disabled, Chris. And Sarah, again, this is, discrimination. It doesn't have to be about always race or colour or creed or where you're from. It can be because of disabilities as well. And these are the sorts of things that need to stop. You see, again, my 6-year-old's learning all about this currently. And I'm going to put it on the screen again. So again, if people see this, I am so sorry. This guy here needs to be outed. It makes me sick. I'm not going to read any more of those. I can't be asked to give that person screen space on my monitor. So it's going to stay as a tiny little box of what I can see. So if you can see that and it's offending you, I'm sorry. I need to draw attention to this. This needs to stop. Exactly what this guy's here, what he is, a nasty, racist scumbag. This needs to stop. Apparently he was a manager for a football club. Oh really, Arjan? That's interesting. Not a manager of a football club anymore, is he? No. Adam Bamberg, I literally just saw that video. It was absolutely horrific. Yes, it was, Adam. And I appreciate you commenting, actually. I've not seen your name in the comment section before, so thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. Transport Hub says, sorry to hear that, Sarah. Again, by the way, if you're new to joining this channel, please feel free to have a conversation within the comment section between yourself. If I see you're having a conversation, I will leave you to it. That's not a problem. I do use this channel for people to talk among themselves as well as to me. So it's a good place for people to connect as well. So thanks for joining me. You're watching Chris on Real Talk if you haven't caught this from the beginning. He's only got himself to blame for losing his job, says Roy West. Yes, he does. He was a manager for Polo Pucks FC. Well, They're going to have to find a new manager. My old high school was predominantly Asian, mainly Muslim, Pakistani and Bangladeshi origin, says Luton bus spotter. And they tossed the word Paki around like it was normal between each other. Yeah, there's a lot of words which can be very derogatory and nasty ways of saying something. You know, I mean, I've heard racist people say the word Paki before, and then they say, oh, but I use it like they use the word Brit. You know, Brit short for British, Paki short for Pakistani. It's how you use something. Yeah, I'm never going to call someone a Paki because that's offensive. They may be of Pakistani heritage or Pakistani origin, but to call someone a Paki is racist. Do not do it. There's no excuse for it. It is wrong. You see, don't do it. And I'm going to say this one now so you can all raise the red flag now. The word nigger, don't use it. Especially white people, do not use it. It stems from the word for black, which is, I believe it's Latin actually. Let me just try and bring this up to find a bit of history on the word quickly. Latin for black. The Latin for black is nigeros, I believe. As we all know, most English language comes from Latin, and nigeros comes from is Latin for black, and then it stems down the different languages, negro, you know, and it goes to negro, nigger. That's where it comes from. That's where the word originates from. And it is a nasty, derogatory, rude, offensive, racist term. Please do not use it. Especially if you're a white guy. These are things you just don't say. I personally hate hearing that word. I find it offensive when I hear black people say it to each other. I don't like it. Now, you can call me whatever you like, call me a snowflake, I don't care. I don't like it. Racism is racism, and it needs to stop. And I'm going to read some more of these comments. So those are two no-no words as far as I'm concerned. I can't stand hearing those two words. I cannot. Let me get some more of these comments done. Wow, there's so many. Thank you for joining me. Wow, 20 concurrent viewers. I really appreciate that. Wow, you're having a massive conversation between yourselves here. Thank you for that message, says Arjan. He deserves to lose his job. Acting like that is disgraceful. Let me get through. Thanks, Jax, at Transport Hub. It's horrible when it happens. Okay, there's a conversation there. Soft16 says, Chris, I bet your kids can't wait to get back to school, to get away from the strictest home head teacher. I'm not the strictest home head teacher. Don't get me wrong. I just don't take faffing. And they do want to get back to school. They want to get back to school because they want to see their friends. They want to have some normal back. Being within these walls day in, day out is beginning to take its toll on them. I'm not strict with them. I just don't take nonsense. That's what it comes down to. And I'll always push them to do the best they can. Is what it comes down to at the end of the day. But that's what we need to do is do the best we can. And again, racism is taught at home. So if you stop teaching your kids to be racist, there'll be no racist grown-ups later on in life. You know, that's what happens there. It reminds me of the George Floyd death. Don't know why, but it does. The thing is, it's things like that. That's what it comes down to for me, because that sparked a lot of racial tension and racial hatred on both sides of the equation. And that post right there is the sort of thing which can literally exacerbate a slowly simmering down of a situation. It literally could exacerbate the whole thing and blow it up again. That's the sort of thing that can cause a lot of problems. Racism is everywhere, says Bobby Swanson. It is wrong. I have friends who are different nationalities. They are amazing people. Same. I wouldn't have it any other way. I love knowing people from different countries who speak different languages, different religions, because not only can I learn something, it gives me a reason to learn something about them, about their history, about their culture, about them as a person. You know, I don't like just being stuck within my own little, you know, white bubble. I like knowing things, you know. It just makes me laugh. This channel, says Kieran Gallagher, is one of my favourites. Oh, thank you. I love how you can talk about literally any topic. I try. I might not know everything about any topic that I do pick, but I do try. It's a simple thing like that. Oh, and by the way, for those of you that joined me for the last live that I done inside Crystal Palace Park, when I was talking about dogs being off the lead, and then there was literally a prime example at the end of the video as to why dogs should be kept on the lead. I thought that was actually quite funny when I watched it back. But yeah, thanks for joining me there. I still can't believe in 2021 racism is still an issue, says Transport Hub. Well, it is an issue, unfortunately, and I don't know if in my lifetime racism will ever disappear. I hope it does. I really do. You see, I want my kids to grow up in a world where racism is something that is in a history book. How can people have treated each other like that, Daddy? You know, or Daddy, what is racism? What is discrimination? You know, my grandkids could ask me, Daddy, oh no, Granddad, yes. In the old days, why did people hate each other? They didn't hate each other. There was just a small percentage of people that thought it was acceptable to pick on other people for what they looked like and where they came from. And it was wrong. And people don't do that anymore. You know, that's the sort of thing I want to say to my grandkids if I ever have them. People don't do that anymore. People used to, and then they realised it was wrong. And it took a very long time for them to realise it was wrong. But they don't do it anymore. That would be a dream. I have great friends from different nationalities too, especially at the hospital where I volunteer, says Sarah's. Adam Bamberg, when I see things like this parasite, I lose hope of breaking down the subtle discrimination that still exists and is normalised. Yeah, it kind of brings it home a little bit, how horrible people can be. I mean, I can watch all these different amazing videos on YouTube and Facebook and on the news, and it can restore my faith in humanity to a point. And then I watch something like that, and it just makes me feel like crap. And the thing is, if it makes me feel like crap as a white man, I can't even begin to understand how people feel who are actually affected by that level of racism. If it affects me as a white man, that's not even scratching the surface. Is it? Not really. It's not even coming close to how you'd feel if that was directed at your race or your religion or your skin colour. Or as an individual like Priti Patel or Amir Khan, for example. You know, how they would feel after seeing that, I can't even imagine. And I feel like this. Patrice58 says, this might sound wrong, but I'm more upset that you're upset than anything else. Keep your head up, Chris. No, don't be upset for me. I appreciate you saying that. But there's no need to be upset for me. I'm not so much upset. I feel let down. And yes, I've shaved my head. I tried to have a haircut the other day, and I got it right on this side. I got it right on the top. I got it right at the back, and there was a little bit just here. And I tried to blend it in, and I kind of went So I took the whole thing off. So, flat cap. Anyway, I like the flat cap anyway. But there we go. Let me adjust this camera slightly. There we go. Let me adjust this so I can see. Let me have a look. Let me have a look what this is. Roy West, I do apologise for the pause. The way I see it, don't worry what colour your skin is. We all got the same colour blood in us. Oh, this is very true, and I've said that many, many times. I've said it many, many times actually, either on this channel or in person to people. It doesn't matter what colour your skin is, whether you have a lot of melanin in your skin or don't. Doesn't matter what language you speak. If you was to cut me straight down the middle and split me open, I'm going to be exactly the same as everyone else, all bar the genitalia. You see, we're all human beings. You see, it makes no difference to me. Me too. I don't care what colour, sexuality or religion someone is, as long as they are a kind person. Transport Hub has hit the nail bang on the head this evening. All that matters in life, really, all that matters in life is that you're a good person. That is literally what it comes down to. That is the crux of it, really. Please don't fall off. That is the crux of it, really, is as long as you're a good person, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter in the slightest where you're from, what you do, what you look like, who you love. It absolutely makes no difference. As long as you're a good person, that is all that matters in life. Because doing good affects people in so many amazing ways, and being bad and being an arsehole, being a nasty, racist, bigoted, homophobic, whatever you are, all you're going to end up doing is causing more hatred, causing more of a divide, causing more problems for humanity in general. Please stop. Please. Sarah's random video says, you're a great geezer, Chris. Don't let that sod grind you down, mate. If I see you getting picked on, I'll stick up for you. Nah, you're all right. You don't have to do that for me. You really don't have to do that for me. Racism is everywhere. I think I've gone back up because I've moved this. I do apologise. Southern Transport 466 says, and Priti Patel's mum is from another country, so it makes no sense. Yeah, exactly. Sam Stevens says, my mum sometimes thinks she's invisible when she's out in the supermarket with her walker crutches because people just walk in front of her. Yeah, that's not fair. You see, you need to not only give people space, but be aware that there's someone there. Just because they have crutches or a walker, don't just assume they can move slow or that you can just stop dead in front of them or not give them any space at all. Just be courteous. That's all it takes, isn't it? To be courteous, to be kind, to be courteous, to be nice. That's all it takes. Up the Third Reich. Up the Third Reich, says Kieran Gallagher, comment, really made my blood boil. How the hell can he say that? I feel my blood boiling as I type. Yeah, that's another one that got me. I'm sorry. Yeah, I've got no real words to sum up the Third Reich. I'm not even gonna. Bobby Swanson says, I completely agree. Sarah's random videos. I have disabilities as well. And Bobby Swanson, I gave you a personal message on here the other day, I believe, about you getting the jab, the vaccine. It literally takes less than 5 seconds. I know you don't like needles, but get the jab. Get the jab. Victoria Gray says, racism and discrimination need to stop. Yes, they do. I feel that it has gotten worse throughout secondary school and being an adult. Yeah, Yeah, I've seen that. I mean, I received it through school. I received it through most of my adult working life from different colleagues and members of the public, and I'm a white guy. So again, that's only scratching the surface, really. If I wasn't a white guy and I was someone of a different colour, I can only but assume it would be worse. And here I am bitching about it. I'm bitching about it for the right reasons, though. Because as white people, please stop being racist. You're dragging us all down. You really are. And it's made me really unhappy. It really has. I'm happy to be here, Chris. Cheers. Found you through Anton, bud. Oh, thanks. Cheers for that. I actually need to give Anton a ring. We message every now and again. We actually haven't spoke properly for a good few weeks. I know it was his birthday recently, but I tried to phone him last week, and he didn't return my call. I should try again. I do miss having our chinwags. Oh, and by the way, I am going to be trying to get some more guests on from time to time via Zoom. I have got my internet connection sorted out, and I am upgrading to 200 and something megabytes a second through Virgin Media, which is exactly the same price that I'm paying now. So hopefully we can get stable internet connections, and I can actually get multiple people on at once, so we can all have a nice little conversation. We're kind of like a family on here, says Sarah's Random Videos. Yeah, we kind of are. Arjan, I see you've retracted a message. Please send it again. I really would be interested to read what you have to say. Agreed. What does it say there? Hello. Oh, I've gone the wrong way. I agree, Sarah. The Real Talk family. Kieran Gallagher, I like that. We can all be the Real Talk family. We're all real talkers. How about that? We can all be real talkers. Yep, that's true, Kieran and Jack. Bless you, Chris, is soft 16. First 5 News Series Travel Centre TV Network Norwich. That is the longest YouTube name ever. God, if that's your email address on Gmail, that must take an absolute bloody age to fill out when you're trying to put a password in. My Bobbies are First buses and First Eastern Counties buses, and I love First buses, and I love First Counties. Okay, those are all the things you love. I've got a bit tongue twisted there, so I do apologise for not reading that out. I'm sorry. It was a bit too much for me, a bit of a long sentence. Ross McGarry says, you feel like a brother to me, Chris. How you doing, pal? Hey, I'm alright, mate. Ain't no bad. Ross, how you doing, mate? Up there in Scotland. It's a wee bit cold up there, a bit of snow, ain't ya? Please, by the way, Ross, do me a favour. If you have the jab, please drop me a message and let me know that you've had it, and let me know if and when you have the second one as well. I'm asking you. Let me know when you've had the jab. I do worry about people. I think the flat cap suits you. Yeah, cheers. I don't pull it off as well as the flat cap bus driver. The flat cap bus driver, Sean, he pulls it off way better than I do. Yeah, you know, I mean, try. See, now I feel like I should be in a jazz band. You know, it's like yeah. I saw a bus. It didn't stop. Excuse me. Back to reality. No, I'm not going to do an Eminem. Arjan says the fact he worked for a football club where there could be players or staff of different colours is beyond me. Absolutely speechless. Yes, I agree. The fact that he worked at a football club where there is literally, there should be an amazing, diverse array of people there. that I would assume would have thought he was their mate and their colleague and their friend, probably people that he went for a drink with at some point, and now they're seeing that. How shamed must he feel? Oh, I tell you what, I bet he gets beaten up. I tell you what, I bet he ends up with a few bruises because of that. I can tell you that. I'm not inciting it. I don't want it to happen much, but he's going to end up. You know what I mean. But no, what I want to happen is I want him to be charged. Is what I want more than anything. I don't want to wish violence on anyone. I want the man to be charged. I want him to do some jail time. That's what I really want to happen. Love Argos in Sainsbury's. Argos. Yeah, do you know what? I used to work for Argos. I did when I was 15, 16, I worked for Argos. Funny enough, that's when I had my first racist work experience. Bus worker Francis, hi, how are you, mate? Yeah, I'm fine, not too bad, thank you very much. Yeah, looks good on you. Remember when I first subscribed, you were wearing that cap a few of your videos. Yeah, funny that my work flat cap I was actually wearing out and about with the logo at the back, and I thought, no, I can't be wearing the work hat, I'm going to get a different one, so I got this one. Me likey. Hang on, is it on straight? Yeah. There we go, I'm waffling a bit now. Love Ideal Shopping and Ideal World and Create and Craft Chocolate, Hochanda and EastEnders. These are all the things that First 5 News Series Travel Centre TV Network Norwich loves. Thank you for sharing that with everybody. You know, there we go. Why is my phone not on silent? Please accept my apologies. Let me go back up here, because every time I scroll, something happens and I lose everything. Moss McGarry says, we can be black, white, pink, purple, blue, for all I care. We are all humans at the end of the day, pal. Yes, that's very true. Sarah says, that's bad, Sam. People shouldn't do that to your mum. No, they shouldn't. That's one of many reasons I don't go to supermarkets now. Can you beat online food shopping? Yeah, can you beat online food shopping? No, you can't. You can't beat it. And for those of you who don't understand Scottish lingo, canny, cannot. Also, it's uncanny. Really? Look at them. They look very similar. One would say identical. It's uncanny. Well said, Chris. Totally agree with you, says bus worker Francis. No, I appreciate you saying that. Again, people don't have to agree with me on this channel. I put my point across. I would appreciate it if I'm agreed with. But no, I appreciate people saying that. And thank you for being on board with this. I know it's a difficult thing to watch. It's a really difficult video for me to do today. And I think that it needs to be addressed. It really, really does need to be addressed, and it needs to be dealt with as a matter of urgency in this country and around the world. You know, racism needs to stop. It needs to stop. Let me move this mic out of the way a little bit more, and I'll lean forward into the screen a little bit. Vinnie Harris, hello, dude, how's things? Are you hanging there? Yeah, I'm not too bad. Quick question, says Roy West. Have you spoke to Average Steve lately? If you have, how is he? Funnily enough, yes, I have. I have spoke to Steve. Steve is very, very well at the moment. He is currently working on revamping his channel. And give him time. That's all he needs is time. He knows people have been watching his videos. He knows he's been getting a few subs, especially from me. So I believe his link is in the description down below. It should be the one above Peter Burke. If you want to see Peter Burke, again, amazing guy, sub to Peter Burke. But the one above, I believe, should be Average Steve. He is, I think, having a rebrand currently. And he's rejigging a few bits and pieces. And he is working on new content. But no, Average Steve's good. He's good. He's really good, actually. Arjan Sandhu, I retracted the statement with the football club post. Okay, not a problem. I also thought that you have a Zoom call going with your viewers. This is the thing. I don't have a Zoom going at the moment, but it's something I'm toying with currently. So people that I want to get on as a guest, if I'll contact them individually and I will ask them and I will give them the Zoom details. If they can make it, they can make it. If they can't, they can't. However, what I'm thinking of doing is, if you don't follow me on Twitter, go and follow me on Twitter at Real Talk Vlogger. And then what I'll do at some point, maybe, don't hold me to this, is I might do lives through Zoom where I will have 2 or 3 guests only at a time. So I will put the Zoom details and the password for that specific meeting onto Twitter. So it's literally going to be a case of, if you get there first, you get there first. I'll have no more than 3 at a time. And obviously, if someone leaves, then I'll admit another person. The rules will be simple. Keep it clean, non-offensive. Don't be nasty. Converse with me. And if someone is speaking, allow them to make their point. Allow them to speak. And I do have the overrule. So if I think you're being nasty, I will completely boot you, and I will also find you on here, and I'll remove you from here as well. I will not tolerate bullying on there at all, but it's just an idea I'm toying with currently. Happy Burns Night. Oh yeah, Ross, I do apologise, being a proud Scotsman. Happy Burns Night, by the way. There we go. Looks good backwards. No, I don't think it looks good backwards. 2 Sean's. First Sean the Bus Driver YouTube. I started watching from them. I discovered others like you and Double Decker Anton. Yeah, it's funny that, because we're all in a group on Facebook and on WhatsApp, and it used to be really buzzing in there and talking about this, that and the other, and it's gone quiet lately, and I don't really like it too much. I do miss the talking on there between a lot of us, but obviously they've got a lot to do. Everyone is busy with their own thing. Now, Happy Burns Night, says Victoria Gray. Luton Bus Spotter says, that Yorkshire bus driver Sean and Flat Cap drive. Yeah, that's them. That's them. Great guys, they really are. Hope you're not a safe... Well, bus worker Francis. Hope you have a safe night, Chris. I do apologise. Yeah, you too. Yeah, I hope you have a safe night too. I've decided to go for a jag, for the jag after speaking to my mum and Alison about it recently. I love that woman a bit, Alison, so I wish she was my sister. Oh, I'll tell you what. That's nice. That's nice. I know how much affection you have for Alison. She does a lot for you, and you do a lot for her in terms of just sheer friendship, and that's wonderful. I found Average Steve through Anton. It's funny that, because I found Average Steve through Anton as well, and we've just become friends over the last, I believe, just over 2 years. Yeah, I would really like to go over to New York State and go and see him. No one knows his last name apart from me, which is a weird thing. I kind of found it by mistake when I was trying to get him on Google Hangouts, and there he was. He's changed his channel name to Steve. It's either Steve or just Steve. That's him. His channel art at the background should be him running away from a dinosaur. That should be it. Zoom could be cool. Zoom could be cool indeed, Vinny. That could be cool. Glad he's safe and well. Look forward to seeing the videos again. Cheers, Chris. Yep, go and check him out. He's working on things. It's a slow burner, but it's there. By the way, question mark is part of the name. I don't know. I haven't actually seen his new channel since he's been revamping it. If you did Zoom, what would you want to talk about, says Vinny. All kinds of weird and wonderful things, Vinny. We could talk about why people in Britain talk about the weather, for example. We could talk about what we're talking about now. We could talk about buses, although as a bus driver, you'd think I'd have a lot of knowledge regarding buses, but I really don't. I can only tell you what I like and what I dislike and what I have and haven't driven, really. And there's a lot more people out there with much greater knowledge than I. But we could talk about anything, really, apart from football. I don't do football. It's strange, really, because a lot of people think that I'm a football fan. I'm really not. I'd be too shy to go on a Zoom call. Oh, that's understandable. Followed you, mate, says Arjan Sandhu. Thank you. If that's me you're talking about, if you've just subbed to me, then I really appreciate that. I have noticed you comment on a few of my videos over the last few weeks. And if you have only just subbed to my channel, then thank you. Really appreciate it. Series random videos. I use Zoom for classes. Zoom is good. Zoom is really good, actually, and it's relatively affordable. You're going to get use out of it. It's not too bad at all. I love haggis, neeps, and tatties. Can you beat it, pal? And for those of you who don't know what he's talking about, I'm going to say it with a Scottish accent. I love haggis, neeps, and tatties. Can you beat it, pal? That's basically he loves haggis, parsnips, and tatties, which are potatoes. You can't beat it, pal. Yeah. I like a bit of haggis. Haggis with a bit of brown sauce and mashed potato. That's really nice. And by the way, for you Americans out there, you don't get brown sauce. You don't get it. Go online, type in HP brown sauce and get some imported over. It is amazing. It's tangy, it's sour, it's sweet, it's just amazing with sausages. Yeah, it's good. But I know you can't get it over there. I know you can't. I know you don't get it over there. So if you want it, you're going to have to go and find it. Yesterday it did, says Transport Hub. 353 Metro bus videos. I had a good amount in New Addington, but it melted quickly. Yeah. So the thing is, it snowed heavily for a few hours. We went out in it. We made a snowman. We threw snowballs at each other. We went home, and as quick as it came, it started melting. And unfortunately, when people start walking on snow and it starts to melt, and then it gets cold again, it starts turning into impacted or compacted ice on pavements, and that's where it gets dangerous. So yeah, thing is, I like snow, but when it's snow, not when it's slush and nasty. I can't stand that. I really can't. Let me read some more of these comments. You guys are keeping it live today. I really appreciate it. I've got 28 concurrent viewers. I feel privileged. I think this is the most viewers I've had in one live either ever or in a very long time. So thanks for joining me. Let me read. I pressed like on your thumbs up, Greg Walker. Thank you very much. If you like the video, thank you very, very much. My friend's dad is Scottish, says Sarah's Random Videos. I follow you on Twitter, says Vinny. Thank you very much. So for those of you that are just joining me, not just reading comments today, this video is about this nasty person called Jake Henderson, who for some reason, unbeknownst to me, is deciding to let the entire side down and be a nasty, racist bigot. This guy is quite possibly going to get the award for biggest twat of the year from me. He does not represent white people in the slightest, nor does he share the views of pretty much every other white person in this country or anywhere. His views are his own, they are not mine, they do not reflect on me or anyone else that I know for that matter anywhere ever. This man has lost his job and he's crying about it, unfortunately. Oh dear, have a look. Yeah, that's right. So for all of this hate on the left-hand side, he's now crying because he's lost his job. Please stop the hate, I'm sorry. And again, I'm going to say it, that's not a mistake. A mistake is stubbing your toe on the chair. A mistake is leaving the gas on when you take food out of the oven. This is no mistake. He made a conscious effort to be a nasty, racist prick. That's no mistake. Equally, him saying these words is no mistake. Please accept my apologies. Why is this not working? Ah, there we go.
Say hello, Amy.
Hi.
I am a white man,
Gingerbread.
still white,
Ginger
with
bit.
ginger bits, and they want me to take advice from this Paki called Pretty Patel and the chocolate man next to her. Now, as a white man, I won't be listening to people of colour because they're no good in positions of power.
Jake.
A black man's place is under a white man, and Paki should stick to raping children in Rotherham, not telling me what I can and can't do on an evening. So yeah, fuck the Pakis and the blacks.
And again, if you're just joining me, please accept my apologies if you were offended by that. I did put a disclaimer at the start of this video, and if you are offended or have received racism or discrimination or hate crimes of any sort, please contact use your contact information on the disclaimer to get any assistance you may need. And this video is primarily about that guy, Jake Henderson. Yeah, he's lit the side down. And the thing is, what makes it worse is I feel like there shouldn't even be sides. This is the thing. And for all of the trouble we've had around the world with racism, especially lately, with all the tensions that there's been, and then he goes and does something like that. That was uncalled for. It was disgusting, it is wrong, it is racist, it is vile, it is unwanted. He does not represent me, and he does not represent white people. He is his own person, and I believe he should be going to prison for that sort of behaviour. Excuse me, I had hiccups. He needs to go to jail for that sort of behaviour, that sort of language, that sort of hatred. That is not acceptable. Do not tolerate that kind of crap from anyone. If you have received anything like that from anyone, please report that person who said it to you. You don't need to tolerate that. You don't need to live with that. It needs to stop. Very, very rare to get snow on land in Blackpool because the sea and the salt in the air too. That's very true. Arjan Sandhu says it snowed on my mum's birthday. Happy birthday to your mum. Happy birthday to your mum. Luton bus spotter says tatties are potatoes, aren't they? Yes, they are. Tatties are potatoes. You just answered my question. I do tend to do that from time to time. Never had haggis, but oh my god, I love brown sauce. Haggis is... I love haggis. A lot of people don't like the idea of haggis because of what it is, but I've got no issue with it because I'm not a vegetarian. If it's meat and it's cooked, I'm pretty much going to eat it. I genuinely don't care. But no, haggis is good. It's a very acquired taste. It can be quite spicy. It can come across as a bit spicy because the herbs that it's cooked with. But no, haggis is wonderful. I'm going to have to go, says Bobby Swanson. Bobby, you have an absolutely wonderful evening. I can only assume you're between 5 and 7 hours behind. I don't know what state you're in, but good evening. A mistake. How disingenuous. Oh, word of the day, disingenuous. He clearly was getting enjoyment out of his racism. Yeah, Adam Bamberg, he was getting a kick out of what he was saying, the same as all of those tweets. Here they are again. All of those, he was getting a kick out of every single one of those. That is absolutely disgusting. Absolutely. Sorry. I'm getting a bit above myself here. Victoria Gray, in that video, he looks like he's enjoying what he's saying, and that woman behind him should be ashamed also. That woman behind him was smirking. She knew what he was saying was wrong. She slapped him on the head a couple of times to try and stop him, but she didn't do a very good job of it. If she had any kind of self-respect, she should leave his sorry ass. Yeah. She's going to end up getting just as much negativity as he is. And I say negativity like that because it's going to be a case of world's smallest violin. I genuinely don't care how much negativity he gets. I really don't. This is why I'm doing this video, to shame him. I feel shamed watching that video. As a white man, I feel ashamed to be a white man after seeing that. I am sorry if you're offended by that. I genuinely am. If you're of any colour, origin, ethnic background, heritage, I'm sorry if you're offended by that arsehole. I'm sorry. But this needs to stop. This racism needs to stop. Please. Please stop. Let me read some more of these comments. Robert Madden, thanks for joining, Rob. What a disgusting human being. Make no mistake about what he said. Hopefully he gets his comeuppance, which is very true. I hope he does get his comeuppance. I hate crime too, not being racist and being bullied because your colour or disabilities. It's not nice. Sean Maxwell, good evening. Thanks for joining, Sean. And Victoria Gray, haggis is similar to black pudding. It's one of those things, you like it or you hate it. See, I love haggis. I can't stand black pudding. And yet I know people that love black pudding that will never try haggis. There you go. I missed a comment here from Luton Bus Spotter. I bought a snowman and stuck my 2007-8 season Arsenal shirt on it. And that's where it should stay. I do apologise. I'm not a football person. I just had a police helicopter fly over the house. I get them all the time. What's your Twitter handle, Chris? It is at Real Talk Vlogger. That should all be one word. I didn't put a space in that. It did it generic, automatically. It's go to Twitter and type in at Real Talk Vlogger. You can find me there. I don't have many followers on Twitter. I'm still getting to grips with it, but you can find me there. That's not a problem. Transport Hub says get them a lot flying over my house. That's because we're in London, Jack. You're in North London. I'm in South London. Yeah, London is just police helicopter central. My team is Glasgow Rangers and Manchester City. Chris, he is not apologising for you at this moment, so stop apologising for him. Okay, the only way I can get this across is if you're offended by any kind of racism from that video, I'm apologising because not all white people are like that. Honestly, that's the only reason I'm apologising is because I don't want all white people to be dragged down by that one person. You know, I'm just, you know, equally the amount of racist black men that I've seen and black women I've seen, and Asian men and women I've seen. It works in every single direction. Make no mistake on that. Make no mistake. But I'm going to be the brave one here and say, on behalf of my skin colour, sorry. That is uncalled for, unwanted, inappropriate. Sorry. That's why I'm apologising. You see, so that's the reason why. Not all white people are racist. That's the reason why I'm apologising. If that makes sense. I hope I'm articulating myself. I am really tired. It is 10 o'clock nearly, and I've been doing this live for 1 hour and nearly 6 minutes, and damn, that has gone quick. Can't stand haggis, says Arjan. No, I can appreciate that. Not a problem. Bagpuss, the fat cat. The globalist media teaches white guilt. Say what you want, Bagpuss. This isn't the globalist media teaching me anything. This is literally me watching an arsehole on the internet and me feeling like crap because of it. That's the reason why. It's not a case of the media teaching white guilt. It's literally me feeling ashamed by this guy. I am literally ashamed. I'm disappointed. I feel let down by this individual who was that disgusting. That's the reason why I feel the need to apologise. It's nothing to do with media. It's because it's the right thing to do. That's the reason why I'm apologising. Because it's the right thing to do. Let's have a look here. Okay, we're talking football still. I'm going to glaze over the football ones because I don't do football very often. I have a friend who's an emergency vehicle spotter, Jack. That's interesting. Good team. JBM Jevil say, hi Chris. Will you ever drive a bus again? Yes, I will drive a bus. I'm not unemployed, funnily enough. I still am paid by my bus company. I'm just furloughed. That's all it is. I'm just furloughed. And when furlough ends, inevitably, it will come to an end. And when things are at a slightly safer level, hopefully, then I will be going back to work. Make no mistake, I want to go back to work. Hopefully, I'll be getting my first jab in the next week or two, or I'll hopefully be getting the letter this week to go and get my first jab. And I genuinely can't wait for my first vaccine because, give it 2 weeks after that, then I've got the protection from that vaccine. I will feel more comfortable going back to work, and I will be hopefully going back to work sooner rather than later. But this all depends on circumstance, doesn't it? But no, I'm still a bus driver. I'm not just a YouTuber. Some of you may have only joined me not knowing that I am actually employed as a bus driver. No, I am a bus driver. I am going to go back to work, and I genuinely can't wait. That's what's happening there. What is the best bus to drive, mate? That, Sean Maxwell, is what is you best bus? Okay, for me personally, it's a very biased opinion. I like the Boris bus. It's the bus that's on my route. A lot of drivers don't like those buses. Personally, I think they're fantastic buses to drive. I didn't like them at first. They do grow on you a little bit. I find them smooth, comfortable. They're not overly fast. They're not slow. I just like them. A lot of people think they're too heavy to turn, but no, never had that problem at all. For me, the bus is a comfortable bus to drive. Everything is where I want it. Everything's within reaching range. Good visibility all round. I like the LT. Failing that, after that, the Eclipse 2, the Wright Bus Eclipse 2, and then the President Plaxton. Was it the Plaxton President? Sorry. I like those ones as well. So they're quite good. Sarah, I wonder if they've spotted my dad in his ambulance. They might have. You never know. When will it end, please? The live JBM. When will it end, please? What are you talking about? You're talking about when will the live end, or when is furlough going to end, or when is racism going to end, or when is the world going to end? So many things that could end. I need specifics, please. That would be nice. Anyone have a favourite bus company? If you're an enthusiast, I'm not allowed to say which company I work for, and I would appreciate if no one says what company I work for. But my favourite company is them. Will you be able to drive the same route? Yes, I will be able to drive the same route. I will have to pass a few different safety procedures and precautions and walkthroughs when I get back to the garage. They're going to have to give me the walk around for health and safety reasons, and take me on a drive to make sure I am capable of driving a large vehicle, which I am. And then they're going to route learn me on the route that I've been driving for nearly 10 years, which isn't going to be a problem. And then I'll be unleashed onto the public, probably the second day, at latest the third day back of me being there. But no, I am going back to work at some point, and I genuinely can't wait. That's going to be good. I know the route and the garage, but won't mention it for your sake. Now that's perfectly fine, honestly. That's perfectly fine. I drive the Route 12 out of Camberwell. Is what I drive. It's not going to be a problem. Do you still have 15 router old bus? I don't know. I don't think so. That doesn't ring a. It doesn't ring a bell. See what I done there? It doesn't ring a bell. I just looked you up and I forgot. I'm already following you on Twitter, says Ross. You silly sausage, Ross. You silly sausage. Thank you for everyone that has followed me on Twitter, by the way. I really appreciate it. I do post on there from time to time. There we go. I miss my DB250 buses. Sean Maxwell says, last first Glasgow, not got B7 buses anymore. Did not like that. Not a good bus. Fair enough. I know the company you work for, but I'm not going to mention them for your sake. Thank you very much. I miss the Plaxton Presidents. Yeah, do you know what? Those were good. I learned to drive a bus in a Plaxton President. Those buses were good. I had them on the last year of Chris's company operating my local route. Do you know what? I like those buses, the Plaxton President. Not only did I learn to drive a bus and pass my test in a Plaxton President, but I was driving those buses specifically on the 68, the 468 and the 185 for the first year and a half of working at my company. And they just worked. You know, it was either good or bad. They either worked or they didn't. But a majority of them, they just worked. You know, they were comfortable. They were fast-ish. It's like Ronseal. You get what you see on the tin, really, with that one. There you go. Favourites are Abellio and Chris's company. Oh, Foabed. Yeah. Did you get first bus in London? I think we did get first bus for a while, but I think they might have changed. See, I haven't actually been on a bus since March last year. So I can't really tell you much about what goes on outside my local 1.5 mile area. I just don't know. But I do remember seeing first buses in London. I'm not sure if that's still a thing here in London. I'm not too sure. Thank you, Luton Bus Spot, for following me on Twitter. First bus left London a few years ago. That's the one. Wow, 2013. Your company have some still as training buses. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And I do see them out and about from time to time when I'm walking the dog during the day. The police helicopter is a regular in Luton as well. If you're in London and you see helicopters flying over you and you see a dark green one with a yellow stripe, that is the police helicopter. It usually has yellow at the top by the rotor enclosure or the engine. Yeah, top. That's the police chopper. Let me have a look at this. Victoria Gray. If my memory serves me right, First Bus mainly got taken over by Metroline, but still have then in Uxbridge non-TfL routes. You might have something there. That rings a bell again with the crappy dad jokes. I know Abellio was never always Abellio. I know Abellio, in the history of it, at some point was taken over by National Express. At some point. And I also know that they used to be Connex or Connex South Central. I do know that. Other than that, I'm not too sure really about Abellio. Your garage has the Enviro 400S that ran on my local and now used as training buses. Really? First quit London operations. Yes, they did. They were bought out by Metro Bus and Tower Transit. Is that what happened to them? I didn't know that. Can someone please confirm that First ran the 258? As I definitely got on them. Again, I don't know. But see, do you know what? All I'm going to say to Arjan Sandhu, I do apologise. Victoria Gray, Adam Bamberg, Transport Hub, the conversation you guys are having within the comment section, I love that. Because not only are you talking among yourselves, you're also helping each other as well. And this is like a little family of love we've got going from here all the way to here. I love that. Don't drop that. I nearly dropped my microphone. That would have been funny. But no, I really appreciate everyone joining me today. I'm not going to play the video again. I'm not going to show the picture again. I think I've made my point very clear on the situation. Racism does need to stop. I really appreciate everyone for joining me today. It has been 1 hour and nearly 18 minutes. So if it's your first time joining me, thank you very much. If you do like what you see and hear, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Please just stay home, stay safe, be nice, and spread a little love. See you later.